Atomic Habits by James Clear is a powerful exploration of how small, consistent changes, what he calls atomic habits, can lead to remarkable results over time. The central idea of the book is that success is not the result of massive overnight transformations, but rather the outcome of tiny improvements that compound like interest. Clear emphasizes that if you improve just 1% every day, those small gains accumulate into significant progress over months and years. Conversely, small negative habits also compound, leading to decline. This idea challenges the common belief that big goals require big actions, instead showing that systems and consistency matter far more than intensity or motivation. Clear introduces the concept of focusing on systems rather than goals. Goals are about the results you want to achieve, but systems are about the processes that lead to those results. Winners and losers often have the same goals, but what differentiates them is the system they follow. Therefore, instead of obsessing over goals like losing weight or becoming successful, one should focus on building daily habits that naturally lead to those outcomes. A key insight in the book is the importance of identity-based habits. Rather than focusing on what you want to achieve, Clear suggests focusing on who you want to become. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to be. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," you say, "I am a runner." This shift from outcome-based thinking to identity-based thinking helps create lasting behavioral change because habits become part of your self-image. The more you reinforce an identity through repeated actions, the stronger it becomes. Clear explains that true behavior change is identity change. When your habits align with your identity, they become easier to maintain because you are acting in accordance with who you believe you are. The book breaks down habit formation into a four-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. This loop explains how habits are created and reinforced. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. The craving is the motivation behind the habit. The response is the actual behavior. And the reward satisfies the craving and reinforces the habit loop. Clear uses this framework to introduce the four laws of behavior change, which provide a practical guide for building good habits and breaking bad ones. The first law is to make it obvious. This involves designing your environment in a way that makes good habits visible and easy to start. For example, placing a book on your pillow makes it more likely that you will read before sleeping. Environment plays a crucial role in shaping behavior, often more than motivation or willpower. Clear argues that people often blame themselves for lack of discipline, when in reality their environment is set up in a way that encourages bad habits. By making cues for good habits visible and cues for bad habits invisible, you can significantly influence your behavior. The second law is to make it attractive. Habits are more likely to stick when they are appealing. Clear explains that our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. One way to make habits attractive is through temptation bundling, which involves pairing a habit you want to do with something you enjoy. For example, you can only watch your favorite show while exercising. This creates a positive association with the habit, making it easier to stick with. Social environment also plays a major role here. We tend to imitate the habits of people around us, especially those we admire or want to fit in with. Therefore, surrounding yourself with people who have the habits you want can significantly increase your chances of adopting those habits. The third law is to make it easy. Clear stresses the importance of reducing friction when it comes to good habits. The easier a habit is to perform, the more likely you are to do it. He introduces the concept of the 2-minute rule, which suggests that any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. This approach helps overcome procrastination and builds momentum. For example, instead of committing to reading a book for an hour, start with reading 1 page. The goal is to master the art of showing up. Once a habit becomes part of your routine, you can gradually increase its intensity. Clear also explains that repetition, not time, is what builds habits. The more frequently you perform a behavior, the more automatic it becomes. The fourth law is to make it satisfying. Rewards are essential for habit formation because they reinforce behavior. If a habit feels good, you are more likely to repeat it. Clear explains that immediate rewards are more effective than delayed rewards because our brains prioritize short-term gratification. To make good habits stick, you need to create immediate satisfaction, even if the long-term benefits are the real goal. For example, tracking your habits and seeing a streak can provide a sense of accomplishment. On the other hand, to break bad habits, you make them unsatisfying by adding consequences or accountability. Clear also discusses the importance of habit tracking and accountability. Tracking your habits provides visual evidence of your progress, which can be motivating. It also helps you stay consistent because you don't want to break the chain. Accountability partners or systems can further strengthen this effect by adding social pressure. When someone else is aware of your goals, you are more likely to follow through. Another important concept in the book is the plateau of latent potential. Clear explains that results often take time to appear, even when you are putting in consistent effort. This is because habits compound over time, and the results are not immediately visible. Many people give up during this phase because they don't see progress, but those who persist eventually experience a breakthrough. This is similar to an ice cube melting. The temperature may rise gradually from 25 to 31 degrees without any visible change, but at 32 degrees, the ice suddenly melts. The change was happening all along even though it wasn't visible. This concept highlights the importance of patience and consistency. Clear also emphasizes the role of environment in shaping behavior. He argues that environment is often more powerful than motivation. By making small changes to your surroundings, you can make good habits easier and bad habits harder. For example, if you want to eat healthier, you can place fruits and vegetables in visible locations and hide junk food. Similarly, if you want to reduce screen time, you can keep your phone in another room. These small changes can have a significant impact on your behavior over time. The book also addresses the challenge of maintaining habits over the long term. Clear introduces the concept of the Goldilocks rule, which states that humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are just the right level of difficulty, not too easy and not too hard. If a task is too easy, it becomes boring. If it is too difficult, it becomes discouraging. By finding the right balance, you can stay engaged and motivated. Clear also talks about the importance of reflection and review. Habits should not be followed blindly. Instead, you should regularly evaluate whether they are helping you achieve your goals and align with your identity. This process allows you to make adjustments and continue improving. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them over time. Small habits may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they can lead to extraordinary results. This idea reinforces the importance of consistency and patience. Clear also discusses how to break bad habits using the inversion of the four laws. To break a bad habit, you make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. For example, if you want to reduce social media usage, you can remove apps from your phone, disable notifications, make access more difficult, and create consequences for overuse. By applying these principles, you can systematically eliminate negative behaviors. The book also explores the role of genetics and personality in habit formation. Clear acknowledges that people have different natural inclinations, but he emphasizes that success comes from choosing habits that align with your strengths and interests. Instead of trying to force yourself into habits that don't suit you, you should find ones that feel natural and enjoyable. This increases the likelihood of long-term consistency. Clear also highlights the importance of focusing on progress rather than perfection. Habits are not about being perfect, they are about being consistent. Missing one day does not ruin your progress, but missing multiple days can create a negative pattern. The key is to never miss twice. This mindset helps maintain momentum and prevent small setbacks from turning into failures. In conclusion, Atomic Habits provides a comprehensive framework for understanding and improving behavior through small, consistent actions. It shows that success is not about dramatic changes or extreme effort, but about building systems and habits that align with your identity. By focusing on the process, designing your environment, and applying the four laws of behavior change, Anyone can create lasting positive change in their life. The book's practical strategies and insights make it a valuable guide for personal development, emphasizing that even the smallest habits can lead to extraordinary results over time.